Most people go through life distracted. They move from one thing to another, chasing everything and catching nothing. They wake up with good intentions, but by the time the day is over, they have wasted hours on things that do not matter. And the worst part, they do not even realize it. Because distractions do not always look like distractions. They disguise themselves as urgent tasks, as things that seem important, as responsibilities that demand your attention, but give you nothing in return. And before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years, and you are still in the same place. But if you want to change your life, if you want to get ahead, if you want to accomplish things most people never will, then you must learn how to focus. Not just for a few minutes, not just when it is convenient, but every single day with absolute discipline. Because focus is not just about paying attention. Focus is about choosing what matters and cutting out everything that does not. Most people never do this. They allow their time and energy to be pulled in 100 different directions. They say yes to everything. They try to please everyone. They let their attention be controlled by things that add no real value to their lives. And because of that, they stay busy. But busy is not the same as productive. Movement is not the same as progress. Just because you are doing a lot does not mean you are doing the right things. And this is the difference between those who succeed and those who do not. Successful people guard their focus like their life depends on it, because it does. They are ruthless with their time. They do not waste energy on things that do not push them forward. They say no more than they say yes. They create boundaries around their attention. And because of that, they get more done in a year than most people do in a lifetime. And that is exactly what you must do. If you want to win, if you want to break out of mediocrity, if you want to achieve things most people never will, then you must take control of your focus. You must train yourself to lock in on what matters and eliminate everything that does not. You must make focus a way of life, because success is not about doing more. Success is about doing the right things with absolute intensity every single day. So here is the challenge. Are you ready to take full control? Are you ready to stop wasting time? Are you ready to cut out the noise and focus on what really matters? Because if you are, everything is about to change. The first step in mastering focus is eliminating distractions. Because no matter how much potential you have, no matter how big your goals are, if you cannot remove the things that pull you in the wrong direction, you will never make progress. Most people fail, not because they are not capable, not because they do not have the right opportunities, but because they allow too many distractions to steal their time and energy. And distractions do not always look like distractions. Some of them are obvious. The endless conversations, the wasted hours, doing things that do not matter, the constant interruptions. But the worst distractions, they are the ones disguised as productivity. The ones that make you feel like you are working hard, like you are being responsible, like you are making progress, but in reality, they are keeping you stuck. Distractions come in many forms. Some are external. People, obligations, unnecessary meetings. But the most dangerous distractions are internal. Overthinking. Worrying about things you cannot control. Getting caught up in problems that are not even yours. Allowing fear and doubt to cloud your judgment. These are the distractions that destroy your progress without you even realizing it. And that is why the first rule of focus is learning to say no when you need to. No to the things that do not move you forward. No to the things that waste your time. No to the people who drain your energy. No to the habits that keep you in the same place. Because if you do not take control of what you allow into your life will be controlled by everything around you. Most people struggle with this because they want to do everything. They want to be involved in everything. They do not want to miss out. But here's the truth. You cannot have everything. You cannot do everything. You must choose. And if you do not choose, the world will choose for you. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. Every time you agree to something that does not serve your mission, you are sacrificing time that could have been spent on what truly matters. And that is why focus is so powerful. Because when you remove everything that does not belong, you give yourself the ability to go all in on what actually matters. This is where most people fail. They spread themselves too thin. They try to do too many things at once. They jump from one task to another, never finishing anything, never giving their full effort. They chase distractions disguised as opportunities. They allow small, meaningless things to consume their day, and then they wonder why they never move forward. But you will not make that mistake, because from this moment forward, you will operate differently. You will take control of your time. You will decide with absolute clarity what deserves your attention and what does not. And once you make that decision, you will remove everything else. This means setting boundaries. This means protecting your focus. This means eliminating the things that waste your time, even if they are small, because small distractions add up. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Before you know it, you have lost hours on things that do not matter. And time is the one thing you can never get back. Focus is not about doing more. It is about doing less, but doing it with full intensity. It is about choosing a few things that actually matter and giving them everything you have. Because the truth is, if everything is important, nothing is important. If you treat every task the same, if you give the same level of attention to things that do not matter as you do to things that do, you will always feel busy, but never make real progress. And that is why the most successful people in the world are ruthless with their focus. They do not waste time. They do not chase distractions. They do not allow meaningless things to steal their energy. They know exactly what matters, and they put all of their attention on those things. Nothing else exists. And that is how you must operate. From this moment forward, you must become ruthless with your focus. You must learn to ignore anything that does not push you forward. You must discipline yourself to say no, even when it's uncomfortable. Because if you do not, you will never have the time or energy to give your real goals the effort they deserve. So ask yourself, what are the things in my life that are stealing my focus? What are the tasks, the obligations, the habits, the distractions that are keeping me from going all in? What are the things that make me feel busy, but do not actually move me forward? And once you have that answer, eliminate them immediately, without hesitation. Because every moment you waste on things that do not matter is a moment you can never get back. And here's the secret. Once you remove distractions, everything becomes easier. Your mind becomes clearer. Your actions become more powerful. Your progress speeds up. You no longer feel scattered, no longer feel like you are being pulled in 100 different directions. You are locked in. You are moving forward. And most importantly, you are doing the work that actually changes your life. Because at the end of the day, focus is not just about productivity. Focus is about taking control of your life. It is about deciding once and for all that you will not let distractions steal your future. It is about refusing to let meaningless things consume your time. It is about becoming the kind of person who does not waste a single second on things that do not matter. And once you make that decision, once you fully commit to focusing only on what truly matters, your life will never be the same again. Now that you have eliminated distractions, the next step is to create absolute clarity on what truly matters. Because it is not enough to simply remove what is unimportant. You must also know exactly where to direct your focus. Most people fail because they do not have a clear target. They go through life reacting instead of acting. They chase random goals, work on too many things at once, and never define what really matters. And because of that, they stay stuck. If you want to move forward, if you want to create success at a high level, then you must define with precision the few things that will actually change your life. Not 10 things, not 5 things, a few things. The core priorities that will make the biggest impact, the high-value actions that will push you forward the fastest. Most people never do this. They spread their energy across too many things. They work hard, but not in the right direction. They confuse being busy with being effective, and that is why they never make progress. Because they are putting in effort, but their effort is not being directed at the right things. So here's the question. What actually matters? What are the 1 or 2 things in your life that, if you focused on them relentlessly, would completely change your future? What are the goals, the skills, the projects that will move the needle the most? Because if you do not know the answer to that question, you are wasting time. And here's the key. Not all tasks are equal. Some tasks feel important, but they do not create real progress. Other tasks might not take much time, but they create massive momentum. Your job is to find the few key things that will bring the biggest results, and then pour everything into them. This means you must prioritize outcomes over effort. Most people focus on effort. They think, if I work hard, success will come. But that is not true. Hard work only matters if it is applied in the right direction. Effort is not the goal. Results are. And results come from focusing on the right things with full intensity. This is why successful people operate differently. They do not waste time on things that do not move them forward. They do not fill their days with pointless activity. They do not measure success by how busy they are. They measure success by progress. They track results. They focus on what is actually making a difference, and they ignore everything else. And that is exactly how you must operate. You must get crystal clear on what really matters, and then you must build your entire life around it. This means every decision you make, every habit you build, every hour of your day must be designed around progressing in the few areas that truly matter. If something does not align with your priorities, it does not belong in your schedule. If something does not push you forward, you do not give it your energy. If something does not contribute to your highest goals, you eliminate it immediately. And this is where most people struggle, because they try to do everything. They refuse to let go of things that are keeping them stuck. They hold on to projects, habits, and obligations that add no real value to their future. And because of that, they never have the time or energy to focus on what actually matters. But you will not make that mistake, because from this moment forward, you will operate with absolute clarity. You will define exactly what is important. You will identify the key things that will make the biggest impact. And then you will commit fully, relentlessly to those things. This means removing low-value activities from your life. This means eliminating time wasters that drain your energy. This means focusing your mind, your body, and your actions on only the things that create real results. Because success is not about doing more. It is about doing the right things with total focus. And here's the truth. Most of what you are doing right now does not matter. Most of the things you stress over most of the things you spend time on, most of the things you think are urgent are not actually important. If you stopped doing them today, your life would not change. But if you focused all of your energy on the few things that truly move the needle, everything would change. So here is the challenge. Get rid of the noise. Get rid of the distractions. Get rid of the tasks, the habits, the commitments that are keeping you stuck. Simplify your focus. Cut your list of priorities down to the absolute essentials. And once you do that, lock in completely. This is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Unsuccessful people are scattered. They do too much. They let distractions control their time. But successful people, they are relentless with their focus. They know what matters, and they pour everything they have into those things. And that is exactly what you must do. You must become obsessed with your priorities. You must give everything to the few things that actually change your life. You must discipline yourself to ignore anything that does not align with your highest goals. And if you can do that, if you can truly focus, then the next 6 months will be the most productive, most powerful months of your life. Now that you have eliminated distractions and identified what truly matters, the next step is intensity. Because focus is not just about knowing what to do, it is about how you do it. Most people operate at half speed. They work, but they do not push. They put in effort, but not everything they have. They focus, but their focus is weak. And because of that, they never get the results they want. If you want to transform your life, you cannot just work. You must work with full intensity. You cannot just focus. You must lock in so completely that nothing can pull you away. You cannot just move forward. You must move at a speed that forces success to happen. And this is the difference between those who succeed and those who do not. It is not intelligence. It is not talent. It is how hard they push when they focus. Because the truth is, a few hours of full intensity focus is worth more than an entire week of average effort. Most people spend their days in a state of partial focus. They work, but they check the clock every few minutes. They start a task, but they take breaks whenever they feel like it. They focus, but they allow themselves to be distracted by small, meaningless things. And then they wonder why they are not making progress. But winners, they do not operate like that. When they work, they go all in. When they focus, nothing exists except the task in front of them. When they are locked in, they do not allow anything to pull them away. And because of that, they accomplish more in a single day than most people do in a week. This is what you must do. From this moment forward, you will not just focus. You will focus with full intensity. You will work at a level that most people cannot match. You will attack your goals with unstoppable energy. And you will move so fast, so powerfully, that success has no choice but to happen. This means you must train yourself to block out everything except what you are working on. No checking messages, no scrolling through distractions, no mental clutter. When you focus completely. You enter a state where time disappears, where nothing else matters, where you are fully immersed in the task at hand. This means you must stop multitasking, because multitasking is a lie. It does not make you more productive. It makes you less effective. Your brain is not designed to switch between tasks every few seconds. Every time you divide your attention, you slow yourself down. Every time you jump from one thing to another, you lose momentum. And over time, this destroys your ability to focus deeply. Most people think they are being efficient by doing multiple things at once. They check emails while working on a project. They hold conversations while trying to concentrate. They keep one eye on their work and the other on distractions. But what they do not realize is that this is why they are not making progress. Because deep work, the kind of work that truly changes your life, requires full attention. So from now on, you will focus on one thing at a time. You will set blocks of time where you are locked in, fully immersed, without interruptions. You will train yourself to go deep into your work, to give your full energy, to remove anything that could slow you down. And when you do this, you will be shocked at how much faster you progress. And here's the secret. Focus is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. At first, you will struggle. You will feel the urge to check distractions. Your mind will wander. You will want to take breaks. But the more you fight through that, the stronger your focus will become. The longer you stay locked in, the easier it will get. And eventually, you will reach a level where your focus is unbreakable. This is the level that the most successful people in the world operate at. They do not just focus, they focus with an intensity that most people cannot even understand. They do not just work, they push themselves to their absolute limits every single day. They do not just try, they commit fully, relentlessly, without hesitation. And that is why they succeed. And that is what you must do. You must train yourself to focus at a level that makes progress inevitable. You must learn to go all in. You must develop the ability to push harder, work faster, think clearer, and execute without hesitation. And once you do this, your results will explode. Most people never experience this because they never push themselves hard enough. They work at half speed. They let distractions slow them down. They give just enough effort to feel like they are making progress, but not enough to truly change their lives. But you will not make that mistake, because from now on, you will operate differently. So here is the challenge. Push harder than you ever have before. When you work, work with everything you have. When you focus, do not allow a single distraction to pull you away. When you commit to something, give it your absolute best. And when you feel like slowing down, push even harder. This is how you create results fast. Not by working longer hours, not by filling your schedule with pointless tasks, but by working at a level that forces success to happen. By focusing with an intensity that makes distractions impossible. By operating at such a high level that most people cannot keep up. And once you start doing this, you will realize something incredible. Most people are moving too slowly. Most people are wasting time. Most people are spending their days in a fog of distractions, half effort, and weak focus. But not you. Because you will have trained yourself to work at a level that makes success inevitable. So ask yourself, am I ready to operate at full intensity? Am I ready to stop making excuses? Stop allowing distractions? Stop moving at half speed? Because if you are, then the next few months will be the most productive, most powerful months of your life. Now that you have developed the ability to focus with intensity, the next step is sustaining it over time. Because focus is not just about working hard for a few days or weeks. It is about staying locked in for months, years, a lifetime. Most people can focus for short bursts. They have moments of motivation, times when they push hard, times when they make progress. But eventually, they slow down. They lose momentum. They let distractions creep back in. And before they know it, they are back where they started. But that will not happen to you. Because from this moment forward, you will commit to long-term focus. Not just when you feel like it, not just when it is convenient, but every single day, with discipline, with commitment, without hesitation, because real success does not come from short-term effort. It comes from relentless consistency. Most people fail because they rely on motivation. They wait until they feel inspired. They start strong but burn out when the excitement fades. But winners, they do not rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They create habits, routines, and structures that force them to stay focused, even when they do not feel like it. And that is exactly what you must do. You must build an environment that keeps you locked in. You must design your life in a way that makes focus automatic. You must remove every possible distraction, every possible excuse, every possible reason to slow down. Because once you do that, staying focused is no longer a choice. It is just who you are. This means creating a daily routine that eliminates wasted time. This means setting non-negotiable rules for how you work, train, and operate. This means surrounding yourself with people who hold you to a higher standard, who challenge you, who push you to stay locked in. And most importantly, this means holding yourself accountable every single day. Most people fail because they do not track their focus. They do not measure their progress. They do not hold themselves to a high enough standard. But you will not make that mistake, because from now on, you will treat focus like a skill that must be trained, improved, and perfected. You will set clear targets, you will measure your progress, and you will make sure that every single day is moving you forward. This means eliminating mental clutter, because your ability to focus is not just about what you do, it is about how clearly you think. Most people are overwhelmed because they allow too much chaos in their minds. They think about too many things at once. They stress over problems that do not matter. They let fear, doubt, and uncertainty cloud their vision, and because of that, they struggle to focus. But winners, they keep their minds sharp. They simplify everything. They do not waste energy on things they cannot control. They do not allow negative thoughts to distract them. They train themselves to focus only on what moves them forward. And that is exactly what you must do. This means learning to let go of things that are outside of your control. This means refusing to stress over things that do not matter. This means clearing your mind of all the noise, all the negativity, all the distractions that weaken your focus. And once you do that, you will notice something incredible. Your ability to focus will go through the roof. Most people struggle with focus, not because they lack discipline, but because their minds are too cluttered. They are thinking about too many things. They are worrying about things they should have let go of. They are carrying mental baggage that slows them down. But from now on, you will not operate like that, because from now on, you will train yourself to think clearly, act decisively, and move with full focus. This also means eliminating low-energy habits, because focus is not just about mental strength. It is also about physical energy. You cannot focus at a high level if your body is tired. You cannot stay locked in if you're constantly running on empty. You cannot perform at your best if you're not taking care of yourself. And this is where most people fail. They want to be focused, but they do not sleep enough. They want to be productive, but they fuel their body with garbage. They want to perform at a high level, but they do not move, do not train, do not take care of their physical health. And because of that, their energy is weak, and weak energy means weak focus. But you will not make that mistake, because from now on, you will protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. You will take care of your body, your sleep, your recovery. You will fuel yourself with the right things. You will build habits that give you energy instead of draining it. And because of that, your focus will get stronger every single day. This is what separates those who succeed from those who do not. It is not just talent. It is not just hard work. It is the ability to stay focused for years without losing momentum. It is the ability to keep pushing forward, to keep executing, to keep operating at a high level, Even when the excitement fades, even when the results are slow, even when nobody is watching. And that is what you must train yourself to do. You must commit to long-term focus, not just for a week, not just for a month, forever. Because the moment you allow yourself to lose focus, the moment you start letting distractions creep back in, the moment you start slowing down, that is the moment you stop growing. So from this moment forward, you will not just focus for short bursts. You will focus for life. You will train your mind to stay locked in no matter what. You will eliminate distractions permanently, not just temporarily. You will build habits, routines, and systems that keep you sharp, keep you moving forward, keep you operating at the highest level. And once you do that, once you make focus a way of life, you will start achieving results that most people will never experience. Because most people cannot stay locked in long enough to see real success. But you will stay focused so consistently, so powerfully, that success will have no choice but to come to you. Now that you have mastered eliminating distractions, built clarity on what truly matters, learned to focus with intensity, and committed to long-term consistency, the final piece of the puzzle is resistance to outside influence. Because even when you are locked in, even when you are disciplined, even when you have built momentum, there will always be forces trying to pull you away. And if you are not strong enough to protect your focus, you will fall into the same traps that keep most people stuck. Most people never achieve their goals not because they lack skill or intelligence, but because they allow outside forces to dictate their focus. They let opinions, trends, distractions, and meaningless pressures pull them in different directions. And because of that, they lose sight of what is truly important. They start worrying about what other people think. They start chasing things that do not align with their vision. They let noise and negativity cloud their judgment. And before they know it, they are moving in the wrong direction without even realizing it. But you will not make that mistake, because from this moment forward, you will be unshakable. You will protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. You will not let the opinions of others control you. You will not allow temporary distractions to pull you away from long-term success. You will not be influenced by negativity, by drama, by anything that does not serve your mission. This means cutting out the noise, because most of what people focus on is completely meaningless. Gossip, drama, trends that do not matter, arguments that lead nowhere. None of it adds value to your life. None of it makes you better. None of it brings you closer to your goals. And if you allow yourself to engage in it, you are wasting time you will never get back. And this is the secret that winners understand. Your focus is your power. Where your attention goes, your life goes. If you focus on things that make you stronger, you become stronger. If you focus on things that make you better, you become better. But if you allow your attention to be scattered, if you let distractions, negativity, and meaningless noise take up space in your mind, you will never operate at your highest level. This means training yourself to ignore what does not matter. It means developing the discipline to stay locked in on your goals no matter what is happening around you. It means filtering every decision, every conversation, every moment of your time through one simple question. Does this align with my vision? If the answer is no, it does not belong in your life. Most people do not have the strength to do this. They get pulled into distractions because they want to be liked. They engage in negativity because it is easier than staying focused. They let meaningless things control their attention because they never built the discipline to filter them out. But you will not be like most people, because from now on, you will move differently. This means removing negative people from your life. Because no matter how disciplined you are, no matter how focused you try to be, if you surround yourself with people who are negative, lazy, or unfocused, they will pull you down. Energy is contagious. And if you allow yourself to be around people who do not take their life seriously, you will start thinking, acting, and behaving like them. And this is where most people go wrong. They try to stay focused, but they keep people around who constantly distract them. They try to be disciplined, but they surround themselves with excuses and weak mindsets. They try to grow, but they stay in environments that keep them small. And because of that, they never break free. But you are different. You are committed. You are locked in. You are serious about your future. And that means you must be ruthless with your environment. If someone does not support your growth, if someone constantly drains your energy, if someone distracts you from what really matters, you must distance yourself immediately. Because your focus is too valuable to be wasted on people who are not moving in the same direction as you. This also means protecting your mental space, because your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly consume negativity, if you allow fear, doubt, and distractions to take up space in your mind, you will never be able to focus at the highest level. And that is why you must be intentional about what you expose yourself to. This means limiting your exposure to meaningless conversations. This means cutting out anything that fills your mind with negativity. This means choosing very carefully what you allow into your mental world. Because every thought you have, every piece of information you consume, every conversation you engage in, it is either strengthening your focus or weakening it. And once you commit to this level of discipline, once you train yourself to filter out everything that does not serve you, your ability to focus will reach levels you never imagined. You will move faster. You will execute at a higher level. You will make progress in weeks that takes others years. Because when your mind is clear, when your focus is sharp, when you are not being pulled in 100 different directions, you become unstoppable. Most people will never experience this because they are not willing to make the sacrifices that focus requires. They are not willing to cut out distractions. They are not willing to distance themselves from people who hold them back. They are not willing to commit fully to what truly matters, and because of that, they stay stuck. But that will not be you, because from now on, you will be relentless about protecting your focus. You will train yourself to ignore anything that does not align with your goals. You will remove distractions permanently, not just temporarily. You will create an environment, both physically and mentally, that forces you to stay locked in, that keeps you moving forward, that makes success inevitable. And once you do that, you will start to see what most people never will. You will see the power of pure, unbreakable focus. You will see how fast you can progress when you stop wasting time. You will see how much more energy you have when you are not distracted by things that do not matter. You will see how unstoppable you become when you take full control of your mind, your environment, and your actions. So from this moment forward, no more distractions, no more wasted energy, no more allowing outside influences to pull you away from what really matters. You are fully locked in. You are moving forward with absolute focus. And because of that, nothing will be able to stop you. You now understand what most people never will. That focus is not just about avoiding distractions. It is about taking full control of your life. It is about choosing what matters and refusing to let anything pull you away. It is about developing a level of clarity, discipline, and intensity that makes success inevitable. And now the only thing left to do is execute. Because knowing how to focus is not enough. You must apply it every day, every moment, without hesitation, without compromise, without excuses. You must make focus a way of life, not something you do when it is convenient. Not something you practice when you feel motivated, but something that defines who you are. This means no more wasted time, no more meaningless distractions, no more letting small things steal your energy. From this moment forward, every decision you make must align with your highest priorities. If something does not move you forward, it does not belong in your life. If something weakens your focus, you remove it immediately. If something slows you down, you let it go without hesitation. Because focus is the ultimate advantage. Most people drift through life, distracted, unfocused, reacting to everything around them. But you will not be like most people. You will move with clarity, speed, and purpose. You will operate at a level that most people cannot even comprehend. And because of that, you will create results that most people will never achieve. And here's the truth. Once you reach this level of focus, you will never want to go back. You will never again tolerate distractions. You will never again allow yourself to be pulled in the wrong direction. You will never again accept anything less than your full potential. Because you will have experienced what it feels like to be fully locked in, fully committed, fully unstoppable. So go, move with intensity, protect your focus, stay locked in on what really matters, and never ever allow anything to pull you away from your vision. Because once you commit to this level of focus, there is only one outcome: success at the highest level.